Hey family, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Cutting X 50. You're new to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. For everybody else who's been following us for a while, you already know what time it is. Another amazing video review. This today featuring my guy Officer Tatum. The title of the video is called "Woke Mayor Loses It When Reporter Presses Him on the Migrant Spending." Y'all see this eye patch on my eye. Like I said, I just got through finishing a major project on set 10 days, and it's a wrap. I know right now I'm looking like Nick Fury, and possibly I could play Nick Fury in the future. Even if we want to go back to the 70s, hey, watch out. I'm coming. How that look? I know I don't got no hair, but like I said before, I can play different characters, but I wouldn't mind doing a fan-made Nick Fury Avengers Assemble. But my eyes jacked up. I'm trying to make a great project, make it even better. And this is the price you pay, man. Do your own stunts, everything else like that. But we all right. We're gonna keep doing what we got to do. We're gonna stay focused, and we're gonna get to work. So let's go ahead and get it started. Hop in this video. Y'all stay tuned. Thanks for following us and sticking with us on this journey, man. It's time to work.
These dudes are snake oil salesmen. They taking lavish trips. Young black men are laying face down as we speak in Chicago, and they worry about illegal aliens instead of stopping the crime that has gone on in Chicago for decades now. Brandon Johnson getting
These doggone commercials, boy, I tell you, it's always something. When you try to do a great video or anything like that, try to get out some important information, commercials, glitches, whatever the case may be, always come into play. But we're gonna stay focused. We're gonna get this information out there. Nothing is gonna stop us from doing what we got to do.
that guy. Chicago, this guy, in my opinion, roll it.
Are very alarmed that at a time when Chicago is clearly fighting for its financial survival, that you're out of state campaigning for Kamala Harris. You are defending Little Dirk. This is your priority. You and your wife, Stacy, have a 200 plus CPD police security detail when real Chicagoans are obviously afraid and victims of violent crime. And of course, they feel that you are taxing them into financial slavery to pay for migrants. The exact amount of this tax increase that you're proposing is, I think, to the penny, what you've already given to one of the migrant vendors. The migrant vendor named Favorite Healthcare Staffing, not to mention all the other migrant vendors. Wouldn't it make more sense for your tax increase to simply be called a migrant tax on Chicagoans?
But if you could just do me a favor, the next time you refer to my wife, refer to her as the First Lady. I prefer that you not remain so familiar with her that way.
Right.
Okay.
The First Lady, and you have a security detail of 200 plus.
I've heard your question.
Hold on a second. This is a tactic from the snake oil salesman, pastor-esque Brandon Johnson.
So is he a pastor? Was he a pastor?
To bring up your wife and what somebody calls her as First Lady, all this stuff is superfluous. Who cares? The dude is bringing up a point about the Chicagoan people and what they're suffering through, and you want your wife to be called First Lady. It's not the time to do that. You can address this reporter afterwards, but you need to answer his questions about what the American people, or at least the Chicagoans, are concerned about. Roll it.
Just saying thank you for respecting my wife that way.
Right.
As far as the detail is concerned, there are 4 mayors. The detail operation reflects all of the mayors, past and present. The particular portion of my detail is not the size in which you described. I believe it's less than 30 or so. That there are shifts that are ran, and like every other mayor, that detail is appropriated according to again what every other mayor has had. As far as what this budget is about investing in people. And what's clear in this budget is that we are investing in youth and workforce. And at a time in which, unfortunately, there has been a great deal of real mean-spirited attacks against young Black and brown children.
When you say mean-spirited attacks against young black youth,
Yeah, so
are you talking
basically,
about the carjackers or the armed robbers? What I mean, or are you just talking about every young black child in the city of Chicago? I'm not sure what
yeah,
you're referring to.
you're not.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Well, there's black and brown children in this city who I'm going to
Right.
invest in.
And
That's who I'm
they're
referring
dying in larger. They're being shot and murdered. I'm sorry. And
Thank you for your question.
why aren't you worried about their safety?
Thank you for your question.
Have you are you enjoying your raise? Any chance of giving us a comment?
Mr. Kelly, please.
What?
Yeah,
Why? Well,
we just
it seems like there's a real pattern in the Johnson administration of members of his administration making outrageous comments like your "fuck the pigs" comment. Have you?
Mr. Kelly,
Yes.
please give her a moment. She's not.
Give her a moment. You know, there are police officers who are committing suicide. You know, they're not, and we have a lot of police officers that are quitting. We're very understaffed.
Like I said before, man, if y'all don't know anything about law enforcement like that, these are actually real numbers out there. Man, it's always sad when you hear stuff like this. Like I said before, this video right here sheds a whole lot of light. This is volume still on, boy. I tell you, this right here is ridiculous. But I just wanted to share that little video right there from my guy Officer Tatum. He's speaking a lot of knowledge right there when it comes to that mayor facing criticism. He's saying he want to invest in the black and brown children in Chicago, but we already know the record numbers of homicides, death, robberies. People are out there not safe. Like I said, I just did a video, and I probably posted that before this one about what's the name? Got Anton Daniels. He had a native Chicago young lady talking about the struggles that they're facing each and every day in Chicago. That none of these major platforms or black media outlets are talking about. So she mentioned Steve Harvey. She mentioned Roland Martin. She mentioned D.L. Hughley, who are the faces of black media out there. They got their own radio stations, talk shows, media networks. As in Roland Martin, he has a lot of fans and followers, but they're not talking about the struggles of these Chicago natives, or as far as any other community out there. They're talking in general about problems, but when people talk about their specific problems, what they're facing off the migrant crisis, what they're facing about trying to buy groceries, living check to check, like the reporter said, financial slavery. That's a real thing, man. When you can't afford to buy food, pay different bills and stuff like that, everybody's affected in it. I don't care how much money you're making. If you're not a millionaire and stuff like that, you took a hit during the pandemic because you lost all kind of resources, funds. If I had a small business was crippled because of this and stuff like that. And I was self financed. So if you're not caught up in the if you're not struggling, with business loans and everything else like that, that'd probably be even worse. But it is a financial hardship for a lot of us out here, due to the pandemic, due to the cost of inflation, which I believe could have been capped, could have been solved even quicker than what the government responded to right now. Inflation, like I said, the cost of goods after the pandemic, everything is open, so it shouldn't be that high no more. Saying that you can't get the cost of goods, and that's why I do believe in America-owned, farm raised. The food should come from America. Most of the jobs should be in America, but sadly we don't see all of those things occurring today to day. We depend on all these other nations and governments and entities for resources, food, for supplies, and everything else like that. Meanwhile, hardworking Americans can't open small business, can't make a great living providing for their own country, which they generally give you incentives to do things in your own like state and stuff like that. If it is American owned and subsidized and stuff like that in that nature, we did get a little bit more perks, and you can put the seal on there like American owned on your small business. Like I said, I had supplementation company, so all my sources and stuff like that what I could get when it comes to organic supplements was from America. But I do believe that you know, how the pesticides and everything else that we put in our foods, that some of those things should be outsourced somewhere else instead of America because of what we do to our foods. That's why I'm gonna do a video on RFK Jr. He's an amazing individual who's been fighting when it comes to health and wellness, that entity for over 40 years. And I think we missed out on what he could have offered America as an independent. But sadly, you'll never see an independent take the House. And I see things a little different. So I'm ready to do that video. It's going to be a long one. I'm going to go over his history, his breakdown, his political views, his family life, what his challenges has been through. So y'all stay tuned for that. Don't forget to join the channel, like, subscribe, and follow. Appreciate y'all for tuning in on us. If you got a comment about my eye patch, put it in the description below. I'll put one of these pictures up right here so y'all can see what I was doing on set a little bit, to give you a little snippet on it. I did mention that I was going to do that in a previous video. So we're going to do it here, man. So y'all stay tuned. You can Google a lot of things that I've been doing and what I'm into. I'm just not going to mention it yet so far. But hey, we appreciate y'all for joining on the channel. You're joining. I could message you directly if you're a member and investing in the channel. Share some more insight behind the scenes, but which is private between me and you. But that's the perks of joining the channel. You'll be able to help with the interviews that we're going to be conducting, future content, and so much more. But it's your boy Cut Next with y'all. Stay blessed, stay safe, and stay motivated out there. And with that, yeah.